Montana's haunted legacy in the heart of America's vast wilderness, nestled between towering mountains and sprawling plains, lies Montana, a state that whispers secrets of its haunted past through the winds that sweep across its rugged terrain. Known for its breathtaking landscapes and rich history, Montana also harbors a darker side, one that beckons the curious and the brave to explore its most haunted places. This article invites you on a chilling journey through the eerie corridors and shadowy corners of Montana, where ghostly apparitions and spectral tales are as much a part of the landscape as its majestic peaks and valleys. Montana's haunted sites are not just simple locations. They are storied landmarks steeped in history and mystery. From abandoned mines that echo with the cries of lost miners to grand hotels that host guests from beyond the grave, each place offers a unique glimpse into the supernatural occurrences that have baffled and terrified locals and visitors alike. These stories are not mere folklore or urban legends but accounts deeply rooted in historical events, each adding a layer of authenticity to the haunting narratives that surround them. As we delve deeper into this exploration, prepare to encounter spine-tingling tales that will send shivers down your spine and make you question the thin veil between the living and the dead. Whether you are a skeptic seeking evidence, or a believer eager to learn more about the otherworldly, Montana's haunted places promise an unforgettable adventure into the unknown. Join us as we uncover the chilling truths hidden in the shadows of Big Sky Country, where every creak and whisper tells a story waiting to be heard. The haunting echoes of Bannack Ghost Town. Nestled deep within the Beaverhead Valley, Bannack stands as a silent sentinel to Montana's tumultuous mining era, now notorious as one of the state's most haunted locales. Established in 1862 following the discovery of gold, Bannack quickly burgeoned into a bustling town, replete with saloons, schools, and even a Masonic lodge. However, beneath its veneer of prosperity lurked a dark underbelly of lawlessness and violence, setting the stage for the spectral drama that unfolds there today. The town's descent into infamy began with the reign of Henry Plummer, a charismatic yet ruthless figure who served as the sheriff while secretly leading a gang of outlaws known as the Innocents. Under his double-edged leadership, countless stagecoach robberies and murders plagued the region. The gang's activities were so pervasive that residents lived in constant fear, their lives shadowed by the specter of sudden death. When vigilantes finally apprehended and executed Plummer and his cohorts, it was too late. Bannack had been irreversibly tainted by bloodshed. Today, visitors report unsettling encounters with ghostly figures wandering the deserted streets, particularly near the old jailhouse where many of Plummer's victims met their untimely ends. The chilling sound of phantom footsteps echoes through the night, accompanied by the faint jingle of spurs and distant gunshots. Some claim to see shadowy figures peering through the windows of dilapidated buildings, their hollow eyes filled with sorrow and unrest. One of the most compelling accounts involves a woman named Dorothy Dunn, who visited Bannack during a family vacation. She recounted feeling an inexplicable coldness envelop her as she approached the old schoolhouse. Inside, she witnessed books flying off shelves and desks moving without any visible force. Most hauntingly, she heard the distinct laughter of children, though no one else was present. Such experiences are common among those who dare to explore Bannack after dusk, where the boundary between the past and present blurs alarmingly. These stories are not merely tales spun from overactive imaginations. They are corroborated by numerous eyewitness reports and documented investigations conducted by paranormal researchers. The convergence of historical tragedy and contemporary supernatural phenomena makes Bannack a quintessential example of a haunted location in Montana, drawing thrill-seekers and skeptics alike to its enigmatic embrace. The haunting whispers of Garnet Ghost Town, perched amidst the scenic beauty of western Montana, is another site steeped in spectral lore and tragic history. Once a thriving gold mining community in the late 19th century, Garnet boasted a population of nearly 1,000 residents at its peak. The town was alive with the clamor of mining operations, the bustle of commerce, and the lively chatter of families and fortune seekers. Yet, as the veins of gold dwindled, so did the town's vitality, leaving behind a desolate tableau of forgotten dreams and haunted memories. The decline of Garnet was precipitated by a series of catastrophic events that left indelible scars on the town's history. One of the most devastating was the Great Fire of 1912, which razed half the town to ashes, destroying homes and businesses and forcing many residents to flee. The fire not only marked the physical demise of Garnet but also seemed to seal the fate of its remaining inhabitants, trapping their spirits within the charred remains of their once thriving community. Visitors to Garnet often recount eerie encounters that chilled the soul. The town's old hotel, a focal point of social life, is said to house the spirit of a woman who died tragically in the fire. Guests have reported seeing her spectral figure gazing mournfully from the upper windows late at night, her face illuminated by the flickering glow of what appears to be candlelight. The sounds of clinking glasses and muffled conversations emanate from the empty saloon, as if the ghosts of patrons still gather there for one last drink. Another spine-chilling tale revolves around the Kelly Saloon, a popular watering hole during Garnet's heyday. Today, the building stands in ruins, but its walls are reputed to reverberate with the echoes of revelry long past. Visitors speak of hearing raucous laughter and the unmistakable clatter of billiard balls rolling across tables that haven't existed for decades. Some claim to have seen shadowy figures darting through the darkness, disappearing as suddenly as they appear. Perhaps the most poignant of all Garnet's hauntings is that of a young girl believed to have died in the fire. Her presence is often felt in the remnants of what was once the town's schoolhouse. Reports describe the soft patter of tiny feet running through the empty halls, accompanied by the faint sound of a child's laughter. On several occasions, tourists have captured photographs showing a translucent figure standing near the doorway, her silhouette outlined against the backdrop of the encroaching forest. These haunting narratives, interwoven with Garnet's tragic past, create a tapestry of terror and fascination. Each visit to this ghostly enclave offers a chance to witness firsthand the eerie manifestations of a town forever suspended in time, its spectral inhabitants unwilling, or unable, to move on from the calamities that befell them. The eerie allure of the old Montana prison tucked away in Deer Lodge. The old Montana prison looms large not only as a monument of penal architecture but also as a repository of some of the state's darkest and most harrowing tales. Established in 1871, this imposing fortress-like structure was designed to incarcerate the most dangerous criminals of Montana, housing inmates until its closure in 1979. Over its operational years, the prison earned a notorious reputation for its harsh conditions and the cruel punishments meted out within its stone walls, creating a breeding ground for despair and vengeance that seems to linger in its air to this day. The prison's design itself was intended to instill fear, with massive stone walls and iron bars that echoed the grim reality of incarceration. Within these oppressive confines, prisoners endured severe overcrowding, inadequate heating, and brutal disciplinary measures that included solitary confinement in pitch-black cells known as the hole. These dehumanizing conditions led to countless untimely deaths, both from natural causes exacerbated by neglect and from violent incidents involving guards or fellow inmates. It is said that the spirits of these tormented souls refused to leave, their anguished cries echoing through the prison's corridors long after their mortal bodies have turned to dust. Ghost hunters and paranormal investigators frequently cite the old Montana prison as a hot spot of supernatural activity. Reports abound of unexplained cold spots, disembodied voices, and shadowy figures roaming the cell blocks. One of the most frequently encountered specters is that of a former inmate known only as Red, a man who was brutally beaten to death by guards in the early 1900s. Witnesses describe seeing a tall, red-haired figure pacing the yard at night, his face twisted in a perpetual expression of rage and pain. His presence is often accompanied by the sound of heavy boots stomping on the hard floor, a chilling reminder of his final, agonizing moments. Another spine-tingling narrative emerges from the warden's quarters, where the apparition of a woman dressed in vintage clothing has been spotted peering out of the windows. Believed to be the wife of a former warden, she reportedly took her own life after enduring years of isolation and the unbearable stress of living adjacent to such a bleak environment. Her ghost is said to wander the residence, her mournful sobs mingling with the howling wind that sweeps through the compound. Among the most hair-raising accounts is that of a maintenance worker who claims to have been shoved violently by an unseen force while inspecting the boiler room. He described feeling icy hands gripping his shoulders, propelling him backward with such force that he fell to the ground. As he scrambled to his feet, he swore he could hear the faint, taunting laughter of long-dead inmates, mocking his fear. Such experiences have become almost commonplace among those who work at or visit the prison, cementing its status as one of the most haunted sites in Montana. The old Montana prison's chilling atmosphere is further amplified by the annual ghost tours conducted during Halloween season. Participants are led through the dimly lit corridors, past rusted cell doors and decaying furniture, while guides recount the gruesome histories of the prison's most infamous inmates. Many emerge shaken, claiming to have felt unseen eyes watching them or experienced sudden drops in temperature that defy logical explanation. For those brave enough to venture inside, the old Montana prison offers a tangible connection to the otherworldly, a place where the line between the living and the dead blurs into an unsettling haze. The sinister secrets of the Dumas brothel in the heart of Butte, Montana, where the echoes of the past resonate through narrow alleyways, stands the Dumas brothel, a relic of the city's vibrant yet tumultuous mining history. Opened in 1890, the Dumas was not merely a brothel. It was a symbol of the opulence and vice that characterized the boomtown era. Its grandeur attracted miners flush with newfound wealth, offering them pleasures that ranged from gambling to companionship. However, beneath its veneer of luxury lay a labyrinth of dark secrets and sinister dealings that would eventually brand it as one of the most haunted sites in Montana. The Dumas operated continuously until 1982, making it the longest-running brothel in the United States. Throughout its operation, the establishment saw thousands of patrons pass through its doors, each leaving behind a fragment of their story. The brothel's basement, infamous for its clandestine activities, became the epicenter of its haunting legacy. Tales tell of women lured into a life of exploitation, some never seen again after descending into the depths of the Dumas. The basement's thick walls concealed the cries of the desperate, muffling the sounds of violence and despair that unfolded nightly. Among the myriad of ghostly tales associated with the Dumas, one particular story sends shivers down the spines of those who dared to listen. The legend of Mary, a young woman whose life was tragically cut short within the brothel's confines, is perhaps the most poignant. Mary arrived in Butte with dreams of a better life, only to find herself ensnared in the web of deceit that the Dumas represented. Her fate was sealed when she crossed paths with a jealous madam, resulting in her mysterious disappearance. Visitors to the Dumas have reported sightings of a spectral figure resembling Mary, wandering the hallways with a look of eternal sorrow etched upon her face. Another chilling account involves the ghost of a miner, often seen in the upstairs rooms where private encounters took place. Witnesses describe a shadowy figure sitting on the edge of a bed, his head bowed as if burdened by guilt. Paranormal investigators who have explored the Dumas claim to have recorded eerie whispers and the sound of distant music, reminiscent of the piano tunes that once filled the air during more lively times. The Dumas brothel continues to draw the curious and the brave, each visitor hoping to catch a glimpse of the supernatural occurrences that have become synonymous with its name. Paranormal experts and historians agree that the intense emotional residue left by its occupants contributes to the high level of spectral activity reported. The combination of prolonged human suffering and the dramatic events that transpired within its walls has created an energy that refuses to dissipate, making the Dumas a magnet for those intrigued by the macabre allure of haunted places. The mysterious spirits of the Grand Union Hotel nestled in the heart of Helena. The Grand Union Hotel stands as a testament to Montana's luxurious past. Its grand architecture and opulent interiors casting a stark contrast to the tales of spectral activity that swirl within its walls. Built in 1882, the hotel quickly became a hub for the elite, hosting politicians, celebrities, and wealthy businessmen during the height of Montana's silver and gold rushes. Today, it is revered not only for its historical significance but also for being a hotbed of paranormal phenomena, attracting ghost hunters and enthusiasts from across the globe. One of the most persistent ghost stories linked to the Grand Union revolves around a woman known simply as the Lady in White. According to local lore, she was a guest at the hotel in the early 1900s, visiting Helena for a rendezvous with her lover. Tragically, the affair ended in heartbreak, and she was last seen ascending to her room in tears. Since then, guests and staff have reported seeing her apparition gliding through the hotel's corridors late at night, her figure cloaked in a flowing white gown. The scent of roses often accompanies her appearances, leaving a lingering aroma that defies explanation. Another spine-chilling narrative centers around room 308, dubbed by many as the Screaming Room. Previous occupants have fled in terror after hearing blood-curdling screams emanating from within, despite the room appearing empty. Investigations have failed to determine the source of these horrifying sounds, which seem to occur unpredictably, plunging the hotel into an eerie silence afterward. Staff members whisper that the room was once the site of a violent altercation, although details remain murky, adding to the mystery that shrouds this particular space. The hotel's basement, with its labyrinthine passages and dim lighting, is another area rife with supernatural occurrences. Maintenance workers and overnight staff have recounted bizarre experiences, from tools inexplicably moving on their own to shadowy figures darting just out of sight. One janitor claims to have been followed by a cold breeze that seemed to originate from nowhere, only to turn and find nothing but empty air behind him. These eerie episodes have led many to believe that the basement harbors restless spirits, possibly of workers or guests who met unfortunate fates during the hotel's storied past. Despite, or perhaps because of, these unnerving tales, the Grand Union Hotel remains a popular destination for those intrigued by the supernatural. Its management embraces the hotel's haunted reputation, offering special ghost tours that delve into its chilling history. Participants are guided through the most active areas, including the infamous Room 308 and the shadowy basement, providing them with a first-hand experience of the spectral energies that permeate the premises. This blend of luxury and the macabre ensures that the Grand Union Hotel continues to captivate the imagination of visitors, securing its place as one of Montana's most haunted and fascinating landmarks. A first-hand encounter with Montana's haunted sites. To truly grasp the eerie essence of Montana's most haunted places, one must step beyond the pages of history and confront these spectral realms firsthand. My journey into the heart of the state's ghostly past began on a crisp autumn evening, the kind where the chill in the air feels like a prelude to something otherworldly. Armed with a flashlight, a voice recorder, and a healthy dose of skepticism, I ventured into the shadowy corners of Bannack Ghost Town, a place where the past seems to linger in every creak of the wooden floors and gust of wind. As I wandered through the deserted streets of Bannack, the silence was palpable, broken only by the occasional rustle of leaves or the distant hoot of an owl. It wasn't long before I felt a distinct drop in temperature, a cold spot that seemed to follow me as I approached the old jailhouse. Here, the air was thick with an unsettling energy, and my flashlight flickered sporadically, casting eerie shadows that danced along the crumbling walls. It was in this moment that I first heard it, a faint, indistinct whisper, like voices carried on the wind, speaking in tones too soft to decipher but too deliberate to dismiss as mere imagination. Encouraged by this initial encounter, I pressed on to Garnet Ghost Town, where the remnants of a once thriving community now stand as silent sentinels to a tragic past. The Kelly Saloon, a notorious hotspot for paranormal activity, proved particularly intriguing. As I stood within its weathered confines, the atmosphere shifted dramatically. The sound of phantom footsteps echoed around me, accompanied by the unmistakable clink of glasses, as if the spirits of patrons past were still enjoying their libations. My voice recorder captured these sounds, providing tangible evidence of the inexplicable phenomena that unfold in Garnet's haunted halls. The climax of my expedition brought me to the foreboding gates of the old Montana prison in Deer Lodge. The sheer size and solemnity of the structure were enough to send shivers down my spine, but it was inside its stone walls that the true extent of its haunted reputation became apparent. Walking through the dimly lit cell blocks, I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched, a sensation that intensified as I descended into the dreaded hole. Here, the oppressive darkness seemed alive, pulsating with a malevolent energy that made my skin crawl. Suddenly, a loud bang reverberated through the corridor, startling me. Turning quickly, I saw nothing but the empty cells behind me, yet the sound was undeniable. Each of these experiences contributed to a growing sense of unease, a visceral reaction to the palpable presence of something unseen yet undeniably real. The recordings and photographs taken during these visits serve not only as personal mementos of my journey but also as critical pieces of evidence supporting the haunted narratives that surround these locations. They capture the essence of Montana's haunted places, a blend of historical tragedy and spectral mystery that continues to fascinate and terrify those who dare to explore them. Through these first-hand explorations, the stories of ghostly apparitions and chilling encounters moved from the realm of legend to a tangible reality. The cold spots, whispers, and unexplained noises experienced in Bannack, Garnet, and the old Montana prison not only validate the tales told by others but also deepen the intrigue surrounding these haunted sites. As I departed from each location, the lingering sensations of dread and wonderment confirmed one undeniable truth: Montana's haunted places hold secrets that continue to elude full understanding, inviting further exploration into the shadows of the past. The enduring mystery of Montana's haunted places as the shadows lengthen and the sun dips below Montana's jagged horizon. The stories of its haunted places linger like the fading embers of a dying fire, persistent, evocative, and impossible to ignore. The spectral legacies of Bannack, Garnet, the old Montana prison, the Dumas brothel, and the Grand Union Hotel are not merely relics of history or fodder for campfire tales. They are living, breathing enigmas that challenge our understanding of the boundary between the living and the dead. These sites, steeped in tragedy, violence, and unresolved grief, serve as portals to a world where the past refuses to remain buried. Their haunting narratives remind us that history is rarely confined to textbooks. It breathes, whispers, and sometimes screams through the cracks of time, demanding to be heard. What makes these locations so profoundly unsettling is not just the eerie phenomena reported by countless witnesses, but the profound emotional resonance embedded within their walls. The ghostly figures, unexplained sounds, and chilling atmospheres are not arbitrary manifestations. They are echoes of lives disrupted, loves lost, and justice denied. From the vengeful spirits of Bannack's outlaw era to the sorrowful apparitions of Garnet's fire-ravaged ruins, each haunting carries the weight of human experience, pain, longing, and regret that transcends the boundaries of mortality. These stories compel us to confront uncomfortable truths about humanity's darker chapters and the indelible marks they leave behind. Yet, it is precisely this ambiguity, the delicate dance between fact and folklore, that makes Montana's haunted places so irresistibly captivating. While skeptics may dismiss spectral sightings as tricks of the mind or environmental anomalies, the sheer volume of consistent reports spanning decades lends credence to the idea that something extraordinary occurs in these locations. Paranormal investigators armed with electromagnetic field detectors and infrared cameras have documented inexplicable energy spikes and audio recordings of disembodied voices, offering tantalizing glimpses into the unknown. At the same time, historians and cultural scholars emphasize the importance of preserving these sites as repositories of collective memory, ensuring that the tragedies and triumphs of those who came before us are not forgotten. For those drawn to the macabre allure of the supernatural, Montana's haunted places provide fertile ground for exploration and introspection. Whether you're a seasoned ghost hunter seeking definitive proof of the afterlife or a curious traveler yearning for a brush with the uncanny, these sites offer an unparalleled opportunity to engage with the mysteries that lie just beyond the veil. Each creaking floorboard, each whispered name on the wind, invites you to step closer, to listen, to feel, and to question. Are these hauntings the result of residual energy imprinted on the environment, or do they represent intelligent entities capable of interaction? The answers remain elusive, but the journey toward discovery is as thrilling as it is humbling. Ultimately, Montana's haunted places remind us of the fragility of life and the enduring power of memory. They challenge us to consider what it means to exist, not just in the physical realm but in the stories we leave behind. As you ponder the spectral echoes that haunt these historic sites, ask yourself, what would you do if you found yourself face to face with the unknown? Would you run, or would you stay to uncover the truth? In the end, perhaps the greatest mystery is not the ghosts themselves but the courage it takes to seek them out, and to listen when they speak. Embrace the shadows. Your turn to explore Montana's mysteries as we close this journey through Montana's haunted places. The stories of spectral apparitions and chilling encounters linger like the faint echo of a ghostly whisper. But why should the exploration stop here? These tales are more than just words on a page. They are invitations to step into the unknown and experience the thrill of the supernatural firsthand. Whether you're a skeptic seeking evidence, or a believer eager to connect with the otherworldly, Montana's haunted landmarks offer endless opportunities for discovery. So, what will you do next? If you've felt a chill run down your spine while reading about Bannack's shadowy figures or Garnet's spectral laughter, imagine how it would feel to stand in those very places, surrounded by the same eerie energy. Consider planning a visit to one of these iconic sites, whether it's a moonlit stroll through the deserted streets of Bannack or an overnight stay in the Grand Union Hotel's infamous Room 308. Many of these locations offer guided ghost tours, allowing you to delve deeper into their haunted histories while keeping a watchful eye and ear for signs of the supernatural. Who knows? You might just capture that unexplained sound or fleeting shadow on camera, adding your own chapter to Montana's ghostly lore. And don't forget to share your experiences. Whether you're documenting your adventures on social media, writing a blog post, or simply recounting your findings to friends, your stories help keep these legends alive. By sharing your encounters, be they spine-tingling or serene, you contribute to a collective tapestry of curiosity and wonder that spans generations. After all, every whisper of the paranormal adds another thread to the rich fabric of Montana's haunted history. But if venturing into the unknown isn't your style, there are still countless ways to engage with these spectral tales. Dive into books, documentaries, or podcasts about Montana's haunted places to satisfy your curiosity from the comfort of home. Or join online forums and communities dedicated to paranormal research, where you can swap theories, share evidence, and connect with like-minded individuals who share your fascination with the supernatural. The possibilities are as boundless as the Montana sky. So, dear reader, the question remains, will you take the leap and explore the shadows yourself? Or will you let someone else uncover the next chilling chapter in Montana's haunted legacy? Whatever path you choose, remember this: the spirits of the past are waiting, and their stories are far from over.